The Granges across America fought for farmers to improve the poor conditions they faced. Oliver Kelly and the 7 other founders felt it was their responsibility to fight for the rights of other farmers of America and pave the way for the agriculture how we know it today. In 1867, after the Civil War, the commissioner of the Department of Agriculture hired Oliver Kelly to the South to get data on the conditions of agriculture in the South, in an attempt to improve the conditions. He was picked for this position after an interview with the President Andrew Johnson. The southern states were in a poor condition after being ruined by the Civil War and the destruction it brought. Due to the recent war between the North and the South, the Southerners were nervous about Oliver Kelly as a Northerner, but they decided to trust him because he was a Mason. With the guidance of the Southern Masons, Kelly was able to survey the current agricultural situations in the South, where he was able to come to the conclusion something needed to change. Kelly's idea was to create a national organization to unite farmers throughout the country to help them get the things they rightfully deserved and improve the conditions left by the Civil War. Oliver Kelly was able to create the Grange with the help of the 7 founders: William Saunders, Francis M. McDonald, John Trimble, Aaron B. Garash, John R. Thompson, William M. Ireland, and Caroline Hall. The Grange was officially created in 1867, with the first Grange Hall being created in Fredonia, New York in 1873. A Grange Hall was created in Washington, D.C., through which the organization was united, with this hall being the National Grange Hall. There are over 2,000 Grange Halls across the United States, which have been meeting places for Grange members for many years and many more to come. The Grange used Grange Halls as a place to conduct meetings. There are 4 tiers of Grange Halls. The halls range from your local town hall to the National Grange Hall. The first tier of Grange Hall is the local hall, which is for the people within the town. These are known as subordinate Granges. The second tier is county Granges, which are subordinate Granges within a county put together. These are known as Pomona Granges. The third tier is state Granges, which are all the Grange Halls within the state grouped together. And finally, the fourth tier is the National Grange, which is all of the Granges within the United States connected together. Members of the Grange all fight for a common goal. Farmers deserve more money and to be provided with better quality of life and business. People join the Grange to help themselves and others reach their common desire through unity. When a large number of farmers unite, they are able to create power, and they can use that power they have to get what they deserve. Farmers unite on different levels, such as grouping together in a local area or all the way to a national level. Oliver Kelly was the main creator of the Grange movement, helping farmers to get what they desire, such as better pay, rural free mail delivery, and lowered rates charged by railroads and transportation of goods. Today, 10% of the U.S. population is made up by farmers, and many farmers in the U.S. still struggle making a living, even though the produce about 13% of the food in the country. 89% of the U.S. farms are considered small farms, and only 40 to 50% of them are profitable compared to the estimated 20 to 30% in the 1860s. Before the Grange was created, while the percentage of the profitable farms was still very low, today it is much better than before the Grange. In 1890, 65% of the U.S. population was considered to live in rural areas and had to go to the post office to get their mail or pay a private carrier, while people who lived in cities had been receiving free delivery since 1863. In 1890, the U.S. States Postal Service began experimenting with rural deliveries, with the program beginning in 1896 and officially becoming its own department in 1902. In the late 1860s, farmers struggled to afford the rates charged by railroads due to there being no restrictions on the prices they could charge. In 1873, after years of being oppressed by the railroads, the Grangers read their Farmers' Declaration of Independence, in which they stated all offenses of the railroad and vowed to free themselves from the railroad's control. Railroads were against the Grange because the Grange worked to control the price, limiting the profits of the railroads as well as the control they had on the farmers. Farmers believed the railroads were exploiting them, leading to the creation of the Granger laws, which would control the railroad prices. This created a conflict between the Grange organization and the railroad companies. The Grange also helped farmers advance their methods of agriculture. When Oliver Kelly surveyed the South, he not only realized that the conditions were very poor, but that the farmers were using the same methods that had been used for years. There was no agricultural advancement. This was another problem Kelly wanted to treat with the Grange. One of the biggest factors in advancing methods of agriculture is the technology available to farmers, and with very low percentage of farmers being able to profit from it, it was very tough for farmers to afford the equipment to increase the efficiency and output of their farms. The effects of the establishment of the Grange still contribute to people's everyday lives even today. Many people do not realize that their rural houses only get mail because of the Grange. The Grange is also one of the main reasons why farmers are also able to make a livable wage in the modern day. Without the Grange, most people in the U.S. would not be able to get postal service to their homes. Today, the Grange has 150,000 members across 1,700 local Granges throughout the United States. They continue to work to help farmers as well as helping their communities. Today, the Grange hosts many community events like Grange fairs, dinners, and charity and community service events. The Grange charitable services improve their members' lives and the rest of the community as well. Their events help not only the people they are giving to, but also the people to get to volunteer hours while raising money for a major cause. The Grange is also open to everybody. Anyone 4 years or older can become a member of the Grange and can be one for many years to come. After taking a trip to the South and checking on the agriculture situation, Oliver Kelly knew something needed to change, and with the help of the 7 other founders, Oliver Kelly was able to create the Grange and forever change agriculture within the U.S.